I'm actually going to return all 3 of these books, All the Dangerous Things, Yours Truly, and The Unmaking of June Farrow. Okay, y'all, I'm out running errands and I wanted to talk to y'all about Hidden Pictures. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna give any spoilers. First things first, this definitely reminded me of something that could have been out of a movie. It could have been a mini-series, and it did keep me in suspense the whole time. I was wondering what would be coming next. Now, what's really interesting about this book made it a whole different experience for me. I'm an immersive reader, so I like to have the physical TBR and the audiobook to pair with it. I highly recommend that you do both. The audiobook is done so well. It's very descriptive, but the reason why I would recommend also having a physical TBR is because, check this out, y'all are gonna flip. Let me not reveal anything that's crazy because the illustrations do progress. And you go through the book. As you're progressing through the book, there's going to be illustrations to help drive the narrative, to further the plot. And you're kind of like, oh, what's going on? What's happening right now? This is not your typical thriller. It's more of a paranormal experience. It's eerie, mysterious and eerie. It's not a horror. I wasn't scared, but it was kind of creepy. It is very twisty and turny for sure. Some of it I did predict at the end, and some of it I absolutely did not. And the sketches were really the icing on the cake. As I was listening to the audio, if I didn't have the book in front of me, as soon as they were describing a picture, I'd run to my book and be like, oh my gosh, I need to see what this illustration is. But they also did a great job of describing it. Some of the triggers potentially are substance abuse as well. If you're into eerie and creepy vibes, this is it. If you liked silent patient or sharp objects layering with some suspense, if you love supernatural elements, you will enjoy Hidden Pictures. If you're a fan of visual storytelling, then you will have an appreciation for this. Very solid, I think solidly a 4. They gave it a 4. The pace starts to pick up a lot towards the end. If you are a mood reader like me and you enjoy psychological thrillers, you would still like this. It's a little bit different. Like I said, it's not your typical psychological thriller, but I do think you'd have a good time with it. I have a few other reviews throughout this vlog, and I will check in with y'all in a little bit, probably when I get back home. This is the only book I had with me, but I have a few other books that I want to talk to y'all about. I have finished since the last video.
Chapter 40. Jacob. I was whiplashed. I felt like I'd been in an emotional car wreck and I'd been ejected. What the hell just happened between us? I stood outside. I couldn't process this without more information. It couldn't settle on.
Is it true he didn't get in the limo? She asked. Is everything okay? We had a fight. Good job we'd done what everyone believed. But I did appreciate her saying it.
Oh my god. I turned to see Jane and her date walking down the aisle to take their seats. Her date? Going on dates. She gazed at me. He looks good because of you, because of what you're doing. Put a hand to her cheek. Will you still love me when I don't have any more organs to give? I asked him.
I really like Abby Jimenez's writing. I think she's funny, she's very witty, and this one did not disappoint. This was kind of like my palate refresher between the 2 books. I was on a heavy thriller, dark mystery binge, and this felt like the perfect palate refresher. I got the cutest book journal from Barnes & Nobles. I thought this was so freaking cute. I don't know, just something about the black and white. I showed it to my friend and they were like, it's giving Harry Potter vibes. Let's talk about Yours Truly. It's a contemporary romance and it has depth to it. What really stood out to me initially, where I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna love this book, is just like the personalities of the main characters. It's definitely giving a golden retriever, black cat dynamic between the 2. I just love them both so much. Another thing that this writer does really well is make the character seem so likable And the writing is hilarious. Both of the characters have different personality traits, but you just come to love both of them. I think they just came into each other's life at the perfect time as well. They're both physicians. They run across each other, become friends, come up with an arrangement, and it evolves from there. It's just so fun. I had such a good time. There's a little bit of spice in this book. Overall, some of the common themes, it's a slow burn romance, is definitely more of a slower pace, I think, but it's well worth the wait. My only criticism is following Brianna and Jacob. I wanted to see more from Jacob, but understanding the personality, I feel like this was intentional. Your typical grumpy sunshine kind of dynamic. It was heartfelt, it was funny. I really enjoyed this so much. The next book that I wanted to talk to y'all about was a book club pick called All of the Dangerous Things by Stacy Willingham. This was my first book by Stacy Willingham. This was our November pick. This is a dark mystery. You feel pretty sad for the main character. Her infant son goes missing, and so you're following her on this journey where she's trying to uncover what has happened to her son. The part that makes this interesting is the character has really bad insomnia. She has a history with sleepwalking, so you're not sure if she's a reliable character. You don't know if her reality is true. I found myself being frustrated with that. That's my biggest criticism. I also didn't like some of the characters. If you've read The Push, this is very similar, but not as dark. It is dark, but there's a lot of deceit. At the end of it, I felt like there was something missing, just uncovering motherhood and what could come with that and what you would do if you were in a position where you've lost your child. Child loss is very common throughout this book. I still thought it was a decent read. She also comes across this podcaster following their story. There's another dynamic where she's working with someone to uncover what happened to her son. You don't really know what's real. I would give this about a 4-star read. The writer does a great job of hooking you in and keeping you engaged, wanting to know what's next. So I think that was really good, but this is definitely covering many aspects of motherhood. The last book I wanted to talk to y'all about was The Other Mothers. This one was very interesting. I rated this 4 stars. The main character, Tosh, is a freelance writer who is trying to uncover a mysterious disappearance of a young nanny who's found dead. She's not buying into the cause of death being that this nanny drowned. In the midst of that, she's also a new mother herself, and so she's trying to expand her social circle. She finds this new group of mothers within her neighborhood. I think it's based in London. She's navigating her own motherhood. These women are all interesting. They have their own backstory. It's kind of like a high school clique for grown women. They're all bonding on motherhood. They are quite different and they lead a different lifestyle than Tosh. So Tosh is drawn in by that. At one point, you're kind of like, are all of these people just crazy? You don't know who is responsible. I felt like I had a good idea at one point, and then I started second guessing. There's a few twists at the very end where you're like, what happened? So I think this was an interesting read. I'd give it a 4-star as well. I had a good time with it. I think that's all I have for reviews. I do have another book for the next video. It's called The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. This is like a romance mystery. It's a small town. June Farrow is waiting for fate to find her. She comes from a family that has really bad luck. The Farrows have this mysterious curse on the family. It's been about a year since June started seeing and hearing things that aren't there. Mysterious things are happening in her town, and she's determined to find out. Her mom has also disappeared, so they navigate and get answers. In her journey, she finds a love interest. So mysterious small town romance. We'll see if I can finish it in the next 3 days because I do have to return this back to the library very soon. I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to finish this. All right, y'all, I decided I needed to make some library runs. So I have to go to 2 different libraries today. I'm really sad because I finished every book except This one here, The Unmaking of June Farrow, there was a hold put on this one. Then I ran out of hours on Spotify, but the second library that I go to supposedly has this in large print. Fingers crossed that I can grab that. I'm happy to finish it because I got past 50%, so we'll see later if I can grab the large print version of this book. That would make me so happy. I'll check back in with y'all after I return these books. Let me go return these. See y'all in a little bit. I will keep y'all posted, hoping to have some really good reads lined up for next month. For now, that's all that I have to share with y'all. I hope that y'all enjoy this video. I'm expecting a book haul very soon that I will share with y'all that I ordered from Book Outlet, so be on the lookout for that. If there's something that you really want to see, please let me know. I'll be happy to film it for y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.